Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all of you out there on YouTube. We thought we'd go ahead and put one last red-green list together from our recordings here. YouTube exclusive here. And I think to make it a quick one, we'll go Gruul Aggro. We'll see you in the deck tech. That's right, no messing around. We have Gruul Aggro here. This list comes to us from one of the Japanese, I believe it looked like an FNM, and we have our list here. Now, we've just recently played a list with some questing beasts in it, and it didn't perform as well as I wanted to. More or less, we didn't find questing beasts. This one, though, has the snake here with Hex Drinker, has the bolts to smash face. We've got Tarmogoyf's quintessential green bear, or more than a bear. Seasoned Pyromancers, just to give us a little card draw. We even have Koithus, but Koithus is getting towards the top end of this list. We've got a Bloodbraid Elf playset as well, and what interested me most was Gruul Spellbreaker. This is a little bit of a newer card with Riot, allowing you to either enter with a +1/+1 counter or haste. Haste seems appropriate, but maybe sometimes we'll want a 4/4. And then as long as it's our turn, it has hexproof, which makes it really nice that my opponent can't exactly get to it, attacking it with anything, say, bolts, fatal pushes, or paths on our turn. So it'll make our opponents play a little bit on their turn. It wouldn't be a fluffy deck without some Blood Moons. We've got those in the sideboard. Chandra makes an appearance, interestingly enough, in the sideboard. Got a few of these Veils, Cryptic Command for one, as I'm told. And many of you have been asking for the Punisher Prison list. This one sports Force of Rage. Perhaps that's a sign of things to come. This list has some interesting things that I want and hope will happen while we play. We'll see where it takes us. It's a Gruul list, it's an aggro list, and we're going to go smash a league. We'll see you in that league. Happy holidays, everyone. This is your Christmas special here. Red Green, smash it. All right, here we go with Gruul Aggro here in Modern. Gonna try to make some hasty attacks, fast wins, and get under our opponents here who are trying to beat us quickly. Well, we'll be trying to beat them quickly. Match 1 queued up here. We'll be looking for an opponent, and we'll get to smashing for match number 1. And we found our opponent. Let's go. Let's get the dice roll, and let's smash. Gruul Aggro. We do. Let's play first. No lands. That's not a good place to begin. Let's mulligan. All right, 2 lands with a Wrenn and 6. Let's get rid of Scavenging Ooze so I at least have the Tarfire to interact. Do I want to do that? Yeah, let's do it. All right, we'll lead with Arid Mesa and pass the turn. We'll either get Wrenn and 6 down or Tarmogoyf. Just depends what my opponent's up to. Chromatic Star with a Dark Slick Shore. Interesting. All right. Well, we top deck Bloodbraid Elf here. I think I'm going to go ahead and play Wrenn and 6 so I can continue up the curve here. Not the most aggressive card initially. However, it's going to enable our Gruul Spellbreaker for sure and Bloodbraid Elf. Dark Slick Shore and Chromatic Star. Not entirely sure what this is. We have a Glimmer Void as well. Lantern? Affinity? What are we doing? Extra Chromatic Star. And an Emery. All right, well, we have the Tarfire for the Emery. That's really good for us. Let's see here. I probably just put Tarmogoyf down and Tarfire because I want to get rid of the Emery, especially seeing a Bobble, and I also see Urza here. So let's go ahead and Tarfire first. We'll pick up our land as well. We can go probably just get a basic at this point. And we'll slap down a Tarmogoyf, who is a nice solid 5/6, and we'll give it back to our opponent. I think if given the opportunity, I'm just going to play Bloodbraid Elf next, then we'll worry about Gruul Spellbreaker. Opponent puts in a Blood Crypt here and shocks it in. They have all kinds of mana here. Are they trying to use Chromatic Star as an Astrolabe? Maybe. Maybe. Glad I kept the Tarfiler, although the Scavenging Ooze would somewhat work just fine here as well, as my opponent puts things in the graveyard. Fatal Push? No. Drown the Lock? Engineered on 2. With a Pyrite Spellbomb as well. Okay. Well, I think we're just going to go ahead and play Bloodbraid Elf here. Spin into a Bolt, which is nice. Bolt upstairs. Bloodbraid Elf down. Attack for 8. And I probably just want to use Renin 6 and ping once here to put them to 6, which is an interesting little spot there. If they do blow things up using most of their mana here, I could Gruul Spellbreaker. They can also Pyretic Spellbomb this if they wanted to. If we see Urza here, they can start doing at least the Engineered Explosives, maybe even more. So they kill Bloodbraid Elf, that's fine. Pops Engineered Explosives, that's fine as well. We will land a Noble Hierarch plus Gruul Spellbreaker and take them to 1. Definitely haste in. Haste. Combat. We're going to leave ourselves with the Arid Mesa in hand on the off chance my opponent has some interesting discard spell I'm not aware of. And so 4 damage in, we've shut off fetch lands, things like Polluted Delta. Noble Hierarch is a kill as well. This needs to be dealt with right now, or it will have a chance of killing them without them being able to interact. Looks like a good Force of Vigor matchup. Did we go fast enough? Did we get there? Emry. All right, Emry can defend the Spellbreaker. Emry finds Thopter, Pithing Needle. There's a bridge. Engineered Explosives. Unfortunately, they do have to block here. Thopter Foundry. Okay. Sacrifices a star here, draws a card, gains a life. Now they don't have to block with this necessarily. We hit a Treetop Village. Well, I'll attack with Gruul Spellbreaker. This is going to be interesting, though. In for 4, they block easily. All right. Oh, they double block here. I like the double block. Oh, yeah, that's right. This has Trample. That's right. Trample's a thing. Play a Tarmogoyf here and pass. More worried about the haste and hexproof. This card also has Trample. Smash. Look at this smash. This is just the Hulk smashing. That's what this is. Maybe we're just quick enough here. I was thinking they were going to chump block and we'd have to beat a Thopter Foundry, but that's just not going to be the case. Engineered's, Relics, Force of Vigors, Veils seem all good here. Maybe even Blood Moon. We can't convert to control. We are smash. My opponent gets some more blue mana here with their Chromatic Star and takes a draw. We don't have any artifacts to sacrifice other than Thopter Foundry, and we take down game 1. Whew, just fast enough. All right. So, engineered potentially on 0 or 1 wouldn't be bad. Relic doesn't look bad. Force of Vigor doesn't look bad. Even Veil of Summer doesn't look bad. And I'll be honest, Blood Moon's not looking bad either. Tarfire Lightning Bolts look all good. Braid looks completely fine. Scavenging News looks pretty good. Tarmogoyf didn't look terrible. I think I want to get some Domries out. I like God of Destiny. I wonder if I don't need the relics because I have Skoos and God of Destiny. Is that enough of the graveyard? We could probably take out a Hex Drinker as well, although it's really cute. It's probably easily removable. Getting rid of some of their specific artifacts are probably important. Questing Beast could get around quite a few things and close the door. I'm thinking like Seasoned Pyromancer may be a little slow here. I think we're going to just take out 1s and 2s. What if we did like this? Let's think of this. Force of Vigor, obvious reasons. Relic, not bad. Engineered Explosive could be put on 1. Can't be put on 0. Could be put on 2. If I put it on 1, 2, I could put it on 3 with Noble Hierarch. 2 gets rid of Thopter and Sword of the Meek, which is a good way to get rid of it if it ends up on the battlefield, but the Force of Vigors and Abrades are for that. Maybe this is just supposed to be like a Veil, or maybe a Singleton Blood Moon. They have Chromatic Star. Let's not worry about the Blood Moon here. I could also bring in an Inscription to fight. Like Urza. Most of my stuff can kill an Urza. Most of it. I'm going to bring in the Engineered Explosives. I think Engineered Explosives just on 2 would be a good way to reset what's going on, even if it blows up some of the stuff that I'm doing. This opening hand looks completely fine here. Force of Rigor. Getting to kill a few artifacts won't be a bad sign. Witching Well is an artifact. I have 3 mana, so I don't necessarily need Wrenn and 6. No removal here, which is okay. We do have a few double red cards in the list, so just keep that in mind that we have a few extra forests. Puts a Bobble down. I do wonder if I'm just supposed to go ahead and try to kill these to avoid an Emery. My opponent goes ahead and cracks the Mishra's Bauble. We'll definitely just wait. Play a Stomping Ground and pass the turn. Emery could definitely show up here. I'm not going to worry so much about it though. There's a Thopter, looking good. Let's go ahead and kill both of these. And I think, as much as I'd love to have Wrenn and 6, I don't think I need that. Not for what I just got to kill. Ooh, Skoos. Perfectly on time. 2-drop. Go ahead, opponent. Probably not going to eat anything with Skoos, but we could. And that's the beauty of it, right? That Force of Vigor did some work there. We'll see if it gives us enough breathing room, though. Pyroclasm's my Scavenging News. All right. Well, that makes this turn super easy. Thanks, Tarmogoyf, for making it easy. They Pyroclasmed. I'm going to go ahead and play a Tarmogoyf instead of playing the Spellbreakers here. Just because the 5/6 is really large. And if this was a Pyroclasm hoping to get Urza down, this can at least punch through Urza. And there's Urza. It's a 1/4 with a 1/1 body beside it. Lightning Bolt doesn't look so bad here. Gruul Spellbreaker. Give it haste. I think I like attacking here even though they can chump block. They block here on the Urza. Reconsiders, decides to take 8 instead. We'll just pass back. This isn't looking so great for them. We'll see, though, what this card is that they can play. Maybe a bridge would slow us down. Land. They can spin the wheel. Spinning the wheel doesn't do a whole lot, though. It's going to go to my turn. Extra land drops, never bad. Extra Gruul spell breakers, never bad either. Haste away. Combat. And swing for what appears to be lethal. Looks like we're going to just spin the wheel and see if we can get lucky. Oh, that's 6 mana. That's a little more than 5. What does 6 mana do? Oh, we're going to whir. We're going to whir for a bridge. All right. We need a braid, force of vigor. I'm tempted to go ahead and bolt the construct here while I have a moment. This makes me empty-handed, but this gives them a little less mana with the Urza. All right, so we have a bridge that we need to find a way to get through. Seems fitting for the channel. All right, what are we gonna do? Pop Thopter? Nope. Well, I'm surprised they didn't get the Thopter. Why not just get this ready and get going with it? Witching Well here. Scries. Looking for a braid. Force of Vigor. Empty-handed opponent. Bloodbraid Elf allows me to spin to see if I hit the thing for the bridge. Spinning. A braid? Lightning Bolts. Well, we'll take it upstairs here. Down to 5 they go. Pass turn. Upkeep, they're going to go ahead and put Thopter on top now. Chooses not to. Top of the library is a Goblin Engineer. It's pretty good. Let's go ahead and thin the list out just a little bit. Happy to take a Noble Hierarch here to help us with 3 for our bridge. Actually, I need an Abrade probably right here. Sword of the Meek, Thopter Foundry, maybe a Relic or a Scavenging Ooze as well. I see no real reason for them to spin the wheel with the Urza here. There's a Wrenn and 6. Well, I can put this down. I can hit them for damage. But I don't think this is going to be enough. Kind of interesting to see where we're at here and see if possibly I could have bolted them and killed them. At this point, they're putting Thopter on top, and they do have blue and black, so they wouldn't have had to worry about this. This now makes them infinite life here, which I don't know if I can really beat. Because they can always tap this, right? Sacrifice non-token artifact. So they always tap the Sword of the Meek, gaining the life and going up here. So we'll go ahead and concede. We can't beat infinite life. There's the Abrade. One more down. One more down. All right. I think if Engineered's happening, we're already dead. Turn 2 Bloodman would be interesting. I think my opponent can get enough blue mana, though. I really don't feel like Hex Drinker is going to win this game. Maybe we're taking too much out here. I think going a little more control, even though we're on the play, is okay. Ooh, all right, we'll keep this. Kind of interesting hand here with the Scavenging News galore. But with a few Noble Hierarchs here and being able to just eat the graveyard, we might get to do some interesting things to our opponents. All right, let's go ahead and line up all the Noble Hierarchs here, see if my opponent's scared of a few Noble Hierarchs. Combat in for some damage, 3 to be exact, and pass turn. I'll have myself a Bolt, a Scavenging News, and perhaps some more if I want. Pyroclasm is dangerous here. We'll see if that becomes relevant. There's an Emery. I can kill Emery and eat some things here. Not a bad idea. So kill Emery. Play Scoos down. We're going to eat Emery. We're going to eat a Spellskite. And we're going to attack with Noble. In for 3. Looking pretty good here. Out of the range of a Pyroclasm for the Scavenging News. And if they do end up killing these, I'll just grow this some more. Polluted Delta fetching and getting a Blood Crypt. This gives them the ability to deal 2. They did shock this in. They're now at 11. And I have a Tarmogoyf coming soon. Pyroclasms. That's totally fine. They already have the double blue here, and the red is probably what I'm most afraid of. Let's Tarmogoyf, and let's eat one thing, and attack. In for 5. We do have lethal next turn. Well, we do have lethal. I don't think they have enough mana here to do anything completely busted on us. We'll see. And we'll find out here. Goblin Engineer. They go get an artifact. I can eat that artifact. We are presenting lethal. They have to block Scavenging News here, or they die to Scavenging News eating a Noble Hierarch. We'll go ahead and eat the sword. Gonna go get a basic here. Wonder if Blood Moon makes sense here or not. I'm gonna go with no. We have Scavenging News and Tarmogoyf here. Scavenging News can grow with eating Goblin Engineer. We have Noble. We can eat anything that they interact with their graveyard. And then we have just the 2 threats. With a Fatal Push here, they can kill 1. They would need another land, and it would have to come into play. It would have to be a basic swamp. Untapped. Yeah, basic swamp. We got it. Smash. Gruul Aggro. Match 1 done. Good game. Next match. Let's go. 1 match down. Playing the Gruul Aggro with a bit of Domri in here. We didn't really talk about Domri. We're not going to talk about Domri. Domri's just here. Why? I don't know. It's just there. By the way, this Domri gives a little bit of a boost. Makes it easier to cast things. It is making things uncounterable. It's kind of interesting. You can plop this down and maybe get around some counter spells. Or you have them fight. So that's something Domri can bring to the table. Our Force of Vigors come in strong here in game number 1, match number 1. And now we'll find another opponent. Let's smash. Let's smash. Hopefully everyone that's tuning in has had a good, perhaps, Christmas, holidays. If you're just starting your day, perhaps remember to hang out with your family. Let's go. On the play, looks like a decent hand. We'll keep. Lead with a Noble Hierarch and Basic Forest looks fine. And we'll get going. We have a Bolt plus either Goyf or Skoos. Probably Skoos. It's a little safer. We'll see. They like play a Fatal Push on this. Maybe we get the Tarmogoyf down next. Big threat. Good luck, opponent. Good luck. Copperline Gorge. Scavenging News starting to look really good. This could be Dredge. Bolt's Noble Hierarch. We're going to lead with a Tarmogoyf here. Copperline Gorge Bolt. Interesting. Very. So Tarmogoyf's a 2-3. This could be killed by a Bolt. I suppose actually fetching there was smarter to make it outside of Bolt range. I just saw the Stomping Ground, was like, sure, we'll just play that instead of fetching and shocking. Maybe a slight mistake. We'll see. If it's Dredge, they won't have that much removal. They just happen to have their one Lightning Bolt. Basic Forest. Okay. They're giving us the turn back here. We're very lucky. Upkeep. We have a Wooded Foothills now in play. I probably can just hang tight here with a 2-3. Not even going to crack the Wooded Foothills. Let's just ease into this. I like that I have a Bolt here. I don't know what else my opponent's doing here. I thought they were Dredge, but maybe they're in the spirit too. Smash we both do. Gruul Aggro. If it's such, then Gruul Smash meets Gruul Smash. I understand. Swift Spear. It's a very Smash card. Attacks for 1. Mutagenic Growth kind of scares me. At end step, let's go ahead and go for the Bolt. Now we're looking pretty good here. Oh yeah, now we're looking real good. Gruul Smash. This makes this a 3-4 here. We'll go get a basic, that seems fine. Spellbreaker. I could make this a 4-4. You know what? 4-4. Get out of the range of Bolt. In for 3-4, pass the turn. We get to play Scavenging News and eat twice as well. Swift Spear plus Noble Hierarch. That would shrink Goyf. We need to be careful about that. My opponent missed a land drop as well, and now we're kind of free to fetch with this Arid Mesa whenever we feel, because it doesn't grow Goyf anymore. Oh, nothing happening here. I don't know what they are, but they've missed their lands, and it's not going well for them. We killed their Swift Spear. Tempting to Arid Mesa. Maybe I just Season Pyromancer just to forget the Skoos. Whoa, 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 what are we doing? Ooh, Atarka's Command. Okay. Nice. I might want to gain life. It's tough to say. I mean, this is 7. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's put a God of Destiny down. I think that seals it up here. I'm gonna go ahead and attack here. I don't think 12 I'm at risk here. So in for 7, that's half their life total. God of Destiny and eating Atarka's Command and attack for another 7 is lethal. So my opponent needs to either gain life somehow or create a blocker. And yes, Gruul Smash, everything smash. Nice mountain. Nice mountain. Well, this will be interesting. Force of Rage, maybe the Chandra's in for this matchup. Engineered Explosives, probably. and just smash. If you're tired of hearing smash, too bad. You're going to hear it a lot. All right, got a Destiny. What do we top deck? Ooh, and a Braid. Well, a Braid probably ends this. We take the Tarka's Command. They go down to 6 here. I'm supposed to probably just abrade this, see if they have like a mutagenic growth. But if they don't, we just kill them now. And if they have a mutagenic growth, they're taking 2 anyway before I attack. So that would put them at 4. And then both of these are lethal as well. All right. Smash it is. Force of Rage looks interesting. Just to be more aggressive, Engineered Explosives looks fine. And this Inscription. So, for those that are tuning in and happen to tune in the last time that I played this card in the Green Elves matchup, we played this card completely wrong. I owe you one. I owe you one, YouTube. We will play this correct. It says choose one, or if the spell was kicked, we can choose all. Well, it says any number, but we could choose all. We were working it as a multi-kicker. It's not a multi-kicker. All right, Domries feel awkward here as 2 cards I can take out. I think Tarfire could be a little bit awkward. I know it's 2 damage anywhere, but it just... That plus Hex Drinker? Maybe it's just 2 Hex Drinkers out. So the idea of keeping the Hex Drinker in over the Tarfire is if I get late game, I could make a reasonably large Hex Drinker. We might be trading back and forth quite a bit. Brennan 6 maybe doesn't stay on the board very long, and that might be worth like a Tarfire out for that. And then put a Chandra in for the other Brennan 6. I'm at 20 lands. It may be a little awkward with Nobles though. I don't know how many X1 creatures they might have. Let's do this. Let's bring in a Chandra here and be just a little bit bigger than the Gruul opponent that we're facing. We'll be aggro, but we'll be bigger aggro. No lands here, so it's a mulligan. All right, we'll keep this. I need more red probably, so we'll get rid of the Windswept Heath so I can fetch a basic mountain. So we got some bolts here. We got some Engineered Explosives. Looking pretty good. We'll see what my opponent wants to start with. The answer is nothing. We'll put an Arid Mesa into play and pass the turn. Really not following what our opponent is doing. Maybe that's by design. Mountain. Rolling Vortex. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Rolling Vortex deals 1 damage to them. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast that. This does 5 damage. Okay. Well, I'm kind of okay with that. I wonder if I just kind of hang back here with double bolt. Rolling Vortex. Kind of see what else my opponent ends up doing here. Let's hang out with double bolt open. Not that I think their own Rolling Vortex is going to kill them, but this kind of makes this interesting. All right, 1 damage for them. Let's go ahead and just yield to this. This is going to happen each time. We can't gain life, which is kind of okay. We don't have that much that gains us life. Stomping Ground, Shocks. 3 mana God of Destiny. All right. We'll just pass. We take a damage. So Scavenging Ooze doesn't really gain us anything. I kind of want to just pass and not offer anything up here. If my opponent's actually more like a Gruul, dare we say a Gruul like control matchup, then this shouldn't hurt us here too much. We almost don't want to fill the graveyard. And what's the Tarmogoyf doing? Just getting bolted and then giving God of Destiny to 2 things to eat here? No, we don't want that. No. It's a bad idea. I want to kill a few creatures before I get to maybe play a Scavenging Ooze so that the Scavenging Ooze is larger and keeps God of Destiny in check. My opponent's gotten the 1 mana here and played a land. So, yeah. What is this going to be? Bloodbraid Elf. Okay. Into Atarka's Command. Okay. So they take 5. And they go to 11. They're going to gain life with God of Destiny. So I probably just bolt this. Bloodbraid Elf and Rolling Vortex aren't friends. We'll just say that. So bolt this. I'd like to see my Chandra off the top. Bolts me. Okay, 11 all. This might be a Scavenging Ooze turn. And try to just eat things that this wants. So we'll just, in response to God of Destiny here, eat something. I can't imagine we're in the greatest spot here. Rolling Vortex trigger. God of Destiny is going to select something. I'm going to eat it. It'll taste delicious. Feasting Scavenging Ooze on the holidays here. That is correct. I'm going to eat whatever you take. Aha! Delicious. So we don't take any damage. It's not like growing this is really a thing right now anyway. Bolt this instead of me sounds good. Would happily take that. Another Rolling Vortex. I might... Oh, we're doing more. Eidolon. All right. So, Wooded Foothills down. We're going to go ahead. It doesn't gain me life, but it still grows Scavenging Ooze. Rolling Vortex does 2 to us. This would be just 1 extra damage here. One, two, three, 4. Let's put a Stomping Ground in sideways here. An attack for 3. It's interesting because if they block, I can grow Scavenging Ooze some. Scavenging Ooze trying to keep God of Destiny in check here. They decide to leave it alone. Gonna just pass the turn. Because if they go to bolt Scavenging Ooze, I could bolt Eidolon and then eat as well. I have to keep this in check. That's the Atarka's command. Nom. Delicious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if I cast. Just be mindful of that. Plays a new Eidolon. Playing new Eidolon. If I shoot them, they'll go to 2. They can't respond in any way. I will go to 6. 5, 4, 3, 2. 1 with Verdant Catacombs, assuming I have 1 more forest. Engineered on 2 Sunburst off 4 mana. So I have to bolt them here. And I think we win because of this bolt. Oh, Eidolon trigger. Not even thinking about the Eidolon trigger just on the stack here. I'm thinking that they've already taken the 2 damage. Well, there you have it. The next play here was going to be just Verdant Catacombs and go fetch for basic forest. You can do forest, red. This puts it on 4, preventing the 2 Eidolon triggers because it'll be 4x, but the Sunburst will make it a 2/2. When you do that, you'll have 2 extra lands. You blow up rolling, verdant, Eidolon, and Eidolon. This is a 3/3. The only thing that gets us then is a bolt. They can bolt this, but then I think we can beat a God of Destiny with the Tarmogoyf. It would have been close. But we don't have to think that far. Why are we doing that? We're just gonna smash. 2 down, 3 to go. See you in the next one. 2 smashes down, 3 to go. Continuing to play Gruul Aggro in Modern. We found our opponent, let's go. Being on the play definitely helps this list. We'll see if we continue that trend. Yes, we do. Let's play first. That means the last 2 matches are going to be on the draw. All right, what's this opener look like? Well, I think we can go ahead and keep it. We do have a Lurrus across from us. We'll hope it's not Mill Lurrus, maybe Rakdos. So, how desperately do I want to put the bolt in play? Not at all. Treetop Village to make sure we're on curve here. We're not going to bolt anything. It won't matter. Steam Vents. That's red and blue. I think I'm good to smash down a Scavenging Ooze here. I know that it might be a problem. Let's see here. Yeah, because Tarmogoyf's not big enough just yet. So Skoos, just bait out the removal spell here, which would be fine. We can then play new Skoos and make it bigger, or we can play Tarmogoyf and should be outside of the range of a bolt. We'll see it. Grixis Lurrus. Fatal pushes are problematic here. Bolt, Scavenging Ooze. I wonder if I'm supposed to play new Scavenging Ooze to bait out Bolt. I could play Seasoned Pyromancer right now. Could play the Tarmogoyf. Let's take no damage here and let's play a Tarmogoyf. We'll just run it straight into the fatal push that my opponent may have here. I can then play Scavenging Ooze and eat 2 things, shrinking the Goyf, and it's not as worrisome here. Lurrus just tells me that they've got things like they've got things like Scourge, Death Shadow, things like that. Polluted Delta and no actions from our opponent. Might be time for Seasoned Pyromancer. A Braid. Let's play a Seasoned Pyromancer down, getting rid of Forest and a Braid here. We'll see if they have any counter magic. Blood Crypt. Just fetch and no shock here. Opponent opts in response to our Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. Still think it's these 2 here. I'm not seeing the reason for a Braid. Forest will probably end up being something else. We're going to go ahead and attack here, even though that puts them in Death Shadow range. Mainly because I just picked up a Tarfire and I have 2 burn spells now. Down to 11 go. We also have some nice chump blockers. We got Scavenging Ooze to kind of mess with graveyards. Scavenging Ooze doesn't do anything to a Death Shadow. The train of thought I just rambled and it must be Gruul. Gruul tendencies. Blue mana. Snapcaster Bolt here? Or are we going to draw? Besides the Lightning Bolt's the key to victory. So we're gonna Lightning Bolt Seasoned Pyromancer here, I suppose. Seems completely fine. Tarfire on the Snapcaster looks like a good line. Bolts me, putting me at 17. Okay. Let's get rid of the Snapcaster. It's in my way. 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. 8, 9, 10. Fetch is 11. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Basic Island here. Uh-oh. Spell Pierce. Four, 5. I think I just pay for this. Like, save my bolt here, just get rid of this and smash them for tons of damage here. All my opponent did was bolt me. Wide enough board here, plus Spellbreaker, potentially bolt. Looks just like a winning combination. Could even be Treetop Village and a bolt. Down to 2. My bolt is now lethal. Scourge, which is a 3/3. And they just tap out here. Unless they have like Force of Negation, we win. Block, block. I just play a Gruul Spellbreaker here and not even show them the bolt, because this doesn't get forced. There you go. Hasty, hasty. In we go. Smash. All right, so we were right. There were these Scourges, other things like that. So we just want creatures. Get rid of the Domries. Why are Domries in here? This is definitely the Engineered Explosives matchup. Inscriptions of Abundance seems okay here because we could get them with a bit of the life gain. And this does feel like at least maybe a couple Blood Moons. Could be Veils as well. We don't like Tomri here. I like Questing Beast. A Braid seems a little bit weak. Renin 6 looks okay. Maybe as a 1 of. That's 5. That's 5. Do I want the Blood Moons or not? We didn't see that much black that hits us. It's going to be what? Thoughtseize Fatal Pushes that are going to hit us? Based on the makeup of their deck here trying to do Grixis things, I kind of want just the Blood Moons instead. Not worry about getting countered here. Just not worry about getting countered and maybe even take out like the other Renin 6. Just go Blood Moons, Engineered, and Inscription. Engineered for 2 could kill a lot of stuff in theirs. Blood Moon to really stop them, and we'll just jam this. This feels right. Could be wrong. Spell Pierce could get me. Well, they may not play anything too immediately. So we'll just hang out with our opponent here. Shocks in the Watery Grave and starts off with an Inquisition. They end up taking Seasoned Pyromancer or Engineered Explosives. I kind of like all my 4-drops here. I think this is just a good, nice, easy way to like end the game super fast at the end of the game. Play a Wooded Foothills here. I actually don't plan to crack this Wooded Foothills for some time if I don't have to. Not enabling Scourge is definitely on my to-do list here. My opponent's not like aggro at all. With the Serum Visions and the Ops trying to smooth out their draws, they're actually, I think, slowing themselves down. As mentioned, I won't actually fetch with this. I actually just want to draw lands. All right, Scavenging Ooze. Hang tight, hang tight. Polluted Delta. Am I going to regret not having a Renin 6 in the list? Nah, we're going to rip a land and then right into Blood Moon. It's going to be beautiful. Those 2 Scourges you've got, they can just stay in your hand. A Sprite Dragon. All right. This may be worth killing. I think I fetch and shock, unfortunately, here, which makes the Scourges a bit bigger. but this is the turn that I could put an engineered explosives down on 1. It also gives me an eating target for scavenging ooze to bring my life total back up 1. Let's go ahead and try scavenging ooze over this engineered explosives because they'll have to remove this. We have a pretty killer hand if I can find 2 more lands. 2 more lands and I think we just open this game up to winning pretty fast. Polluted Delta for our opponent here. Looks like a bolt. Completely fine with us. Show me the Scourge. Show me the Scourge. I'll probably just put this engineered in blind on 2. Looking for lands. We do hit our land. That's good. Let's go ahead and put the Scourge or the engineered explosives in on 2. Not so afraid of a... There's a Drown the Lock. Not so afraid of a Death Shadow. Actually kind of like getting rid of the counter there as well. Now I'll take a Blood Moon. Basic Island found opt. 1 card and the draw here. The draw goes to the top. They like it enough to keep it. Questing Beast stops the Scourge, by the way. Something we can keep in mind here. Moving Questing Beast to the front. I'll take a Blood Moon. Do you have a counterspell, opponent? Looks like we do. We have something. It's kind of smelling like a Logic Knot. Yep. All right. They can hit me with Scourge. Blood Moon does not stick. 2 cards to beat. Questing Beast still looking pretty good here. Thoughtseize. Questing Beast going away. Bye-bye. Down to 14. Scourge hits us, makes it a 6/6. Land. Need a land here. Alright, we're going to play some Magic, everybody. Gonna get red here in case I get another land for Seasoned Pyromancer. Spin the wheel with the elf. Cascading into a Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt upstairs. So gonna grow this to a 7/7. We just have to avoid a Teamer Battle Rage. Small thing. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Snapcaster. Snapcaster Bolt. Ooh. Snapcaster bolting this. 7, 8, 9. 12, 13. 4 damage left. Four damage left. Our engineered explosives, by the way, looks really good. All right, well, I get to at least Bloodbraid Elf and defend. Maybe. Serum Visions. Draws a card. And scries. Two cards on top. Thought seizes away a Bloodbraid Elf. Bloodbraid Elf, this one has to go on defense. Spins into. Ooh. I can kill the Scourge here. Here, you can gain that life. Have at it. Goodbye, Scourge. Can I beat someone at 20 now? Absolutely. Treetop Village, pass turn. We're going to defend with Bloodbraid Elf. That top Teamer Battle Rage? You regretting that yet, opponent? This could be a number of things here, like a Sprite Dragon. That'll be awful. Definitely defending this. Really no reason not to. I don't need to go to much lower than 6 here. We do have Seasoned Pyromancers. What do we have? Puts Luris into hand. That makes perfect sense. Alright, looks like I'm going to bring back a Seasoned Pyromancer token. My opponent can get a Sprite Dragon pretty quickly. They might wait until they have another land. Maybe I should have held the Treetop Village. Oh, Delver. Oh, Delver. Delver holding their Luris. Okay. What if they brick on another land? Should I just get in with the Treetop Villages? I think we just get in with both Treetop Villages and just like, all right, I put you to 20. You know, there were some questionable things we did, but let's give it a shot. In for damage. I mean, it's 8 damage. I'm going to hold this Arid Mesa. I want them to think I drew a card. Delver. Don't flip, don't flip, don't flip. Flip. Spell Snare. Okay, I can beat a Spell Snare. 3 damage in the sky. 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. I need 4 damage somehow. 4 damage or a way to remove Delver here. We know about a Spell Snare. Luris being played as well. Okay. Mobile Hierarch. That doesn't do it. It's a good run. It was a good run. Bummer. All right. They just attack with the Delver over our top. There's a Bolt. Oh, we were actually not that far away. Not that far away. If I had the Bolt and I had just a little bit more life. Okay, what do we want to change? EE looks really important. Blood Moon looks fine. Inscriptions was hilarious as a interesting removal. God of Destiny looks good. I think we've got what we need. We did see Delver, which makes me sort of want like an extra Braid here. Maybe over a Blood Moon. I have a Tarfire. You know what? Let's drop 1 Hex Drinker and bring 1 Abrade in. We'll try it that way. I don't think I need to bring Relics in for Luris because Luris is just going to happen so much later in the game. We'll see, though. We want to be aggressive, but we have to worry about Scourge. It's kind of a weird double-edged sword. All right, we'll keep this hand. We don't have to take any damage for a little bit. Not a bad thing. Maybe they can put a Delver down or something. Blood Crypt. Shock. Inquisition. All right, what would you like, opponent? Would you like the Spellbreaker? Oh, they take Scoos. Okay, okay. Immediately take Scoos. Play a Burning Catacombs. I can fetch 2 basics here. We'll see if they if they get blue mana to counter the Blood Moon. I assume they will. Blue to Delta or something. Pledge Strand, that'll give them the blue. Okay. My opponent taps out here, though. I'm gonna just smash a Blood Moon down. Scourge is like the hardest thing for us to beat. Just hope they don't have Force. I think I can beat a Sprite Dragon. I don't know, maybe I can. Oh yeah, I can. Do you have Force? Or are we playing Blood Moon here? Force grows this. Oh my gosh, they had the Force. They get rid of the Logic Knot too. I mean, I guess that's good because if I Lightning Bolted this, it would have been ended. Much ended. Okay. My opponent hits me for 2 here. What else do we have? They're only at 17 here. Interesting. Let's play a Gruul Spellbreaker, but I'm going to make it a 4/4. If my opponent opts here, I can Lightning Bolt. I can also try to do Inscriptions. My opponent Thought Seizes. In response to Thought Seize, we'll hit the dragon so it's dead. Should be dead. Could get spell pierced here, which would be a little awkward. Opponent opts on top of this, trying to find a force of negation. 3/3 dragon. Do they find it? Put it on bottom. Dragon dead, inscription's gone. They're at 15. I have a 4/4. Treetop Village. I think it's time to attack here. I can't hold back here in case they get Scourges or other things. They haven't played the Scourges, so I don't think they have that. They could have Death Shadow here. They've missed land drops for a few turns as well. Drown the locks the creature, all right. We still have a Treetop Village here. Boot up Treetop Village. I'll put my Stomping Ground into play and attack them for 3. This game's just going to come down to if they can get like a creature on board, it looks like. Down to 8. There's a Delver. Kind of the easier creature for me to deal with. Oh, dang. I think I just have to ask them to answer Hexdrinker here. Hexdrinker is game ending. We'll put Hexdrinker down and see if they have a Fatal Push. We'll only have to put 3 into this to find out. Well, that's nice of you. Thank you, opponent. Worth a shot there. Boot up Treetop Village. Attack for 3. Puts them to 5. My opponent has 3 cards, though. Could be 3 mana spells, though. Delver. Does Delver flip? Delver does not flip. That could be bad for us, because that could be a creature, right? Land. It could have been this land. Probably is the land. In for 1. Down to 13. Best draw here, Seasoned Pyromancer for us. Bloodbraid Elf. Understood. Bloodbraid Elf, Cascading. Tarmogoyf. This is looking pretty good for us. We'll boot up the Treetop Village here and swing for lethal. They need a few removal spells, that's for sure. How many do they have? Snapcaster Bolt here. Takes a damage, maybe even 3 because of the fetches and shocks, maybe? Feels like it has to be a shock now. Does not shock, but this could be a Fatal Push now in Bloodbraid Elf. Does so. In for 3 and puts them to 1. Opponent is at 1 with a Delver of Secrets in play. This has trample. This is a 4/5. Delver of Secrets. Reveal? No reveal. I have lots of burn options here. Snapcaster. Oh, isn't this done? Snapcaster Fatal Push, and this has trample. Has trample. X1, X1. You needed to wait. You needed to wait, opponent, for the Treetop Village to be booted up. Should be game here. Treetop Village in for 3 with trample. Opponent at 1. Gruul Aggro. Smash. That's a 3-0 so far. Now, we've been on the play every time. A little nervous. If we don't get that play, what happens? Match 4 next. What a great holiday it's been so far. Gruul Smash here, red and green here in Modern from one of the Japanese, I believe it was an FNM Let's find our next opponent and let's smash. There you have it. Let's go. Do we get the draw? Do we get to play? We get the play. Of course I'm gonna play. All right, ZX Rogue, let's go. Let's play a hasty matchup. We'll keep. A little bit sketchy for us to keep with 2 seasoned pyromancers. We have a Lyris though. We'll see what Lyris means. We'll see what Lyris means. What color of Lyris? Hammer time Lyris? Ooh, Giver of Ruins Lyris. Bobble, bobble. All right. I feel like I need an abrade. Bobble, bobble. Some Tarmogoyfs here. I think we'll just play the Tarmogoyf here. We can attack with the 2-1. Maybe they'll block for me. Choosing not to. Bobble triggers. This could be hammer time, which we have some artifact removal. It's kind of smelling like that. Oh, Sigarda. Sigarda's aid. Opponent attacks. I will offer the block. Hammer time. Okay. All right, so how do we do this? We just have to chump block forever. Let's chump block forever. No path, please. Need to find some red mana so I can get more blockers here. Springleaf Drum. New Giver. That's terrible for us. Chump block. This isn't good. They just give protection from green? Uh-oh. Hammer time. We're gonna have to beat hammer time. I think we can, actually. Basically a 2-turn clock here unless I get a red source to Tarfire this Giver. Oh. Oh. Extra hammer. Uh-oh. Not 2-turn clock anymore. Got smashed. Gruul smash, no like white smash. White-black smash. Ouch smash. I want hammer. Let's go to sideboard. So. Force. Engineered. We have a Braids. Questing Beast just not happening here. Domri's probably a no need here, and we need to just pick one more out. Maybe like a random Scavenging Ooze here. Or maybe just the random Hex Drinker. Hex Drinker could be interesting at the late game because you could grow it. Let's take the one Hex Drinker out. So forces, engineered explosives trying to kill. Keep this in mind, this kills enchantments and artifacts. It's the Bane of Red Prison. We're very familiar with the card. Maybe I want to keep the Hex Drinker in and get rid of something that's just like straight red, but I think we'll be okay. You don't care about Blood Moon really in this matchup. I don't think Inscriptions makes a whole lot of sense here. I really think it's just we gotta defend when they go for everything. Gotta defend when they go for everything. Force of Vigor in hand would be an excellent way to keep things in check here. A Bolt is okay. Can probably get away with this hand because I have the Bolt. Really want to Force of Vigor though. And keep it. On the back of Hex Drinker we go. On the back of the Hex Drinker. No Braid, no Force. Burning Catacombs, fetch Shock here. Get down the Snake. Go ahead, opponent. Okay. Bobble. Land. Marsh Flats. Fetch. Basic plains. Show me a creature that I can bolt. Please. Reconsiders. Bobble trigger. Now plays. Steel Shapers. Alright. So we're apparently not playing a creature here unless it's an Ornithopter. Steel Shapers is going to more than likely get the hammer. The hammer. The hammer. Alright, a few bobble triggers here. We had a Scavenging Ooze. Let's go ahead and pump Hex Drinker once and leave up Bolt. We're just gonna take it a little bit easy here because the Bolt is our interaction for any nasty creatures. Scariest creature maybe is Spellskite because Bolt doesn't quite kill Spellskite. Also, Scavenging Ooze isn't really eating anything of importance in the graveyard. There's an Ink Moth. A Stoneforge. Okay. Shadow Spear. Let's bolt Stoneforge. I know Ink Moth can kill me out of nowhere. We're just gonna go for it. Just gonna go for it. Scavenging Ooze. We'll make it look like I leave up Bolt here to make my opponent reconsider everything. All right, we're very much on the edge here. Sigarda's Aid here. So we're dead next turn. There's a Giver. We're very much dead next turn. Unless I draw a Force of Vigor, I think. But even then, the Giver. When it puts a Colossal Hammer into play. Interesting that they're doing this to put it on the Giver of Runes. Huh. I would have thought they would have done this. Interesting. Let's put a 4/4 out. Oops, 4/4. We'll just fetch and shock here. And I think we'll just pass the turn. I think Hammer's gonna get us here. We should have looked for the Force, apparently. Their smash is stronger than our smash. Shadow Spear gives them the trample that they need. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not enough to kill this just yet. So I think I'm going to just accept. And hope they don't have another like hammer. If they had another hammer anyway, we were gonna die. Yeah, because we can block 7, 8 of this. 8 of the 22, which puts it to 14, but then I'd have no board here. Hammer Time smashes us. Smash 1 today. 3-1 overall. We'll see you in the final match. Smash. Match 5. Final match here. Playing the Gruul Smash. The Aggro, the red-green list for the Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Smash won last match, so Smash is currently 4-0. Asterisks. We'll see what this final match gives us. We've been on the play all the time, and that has clearly been a beneficial thing for us. Final one. Can we go 5-0 with the roll of the dice? Let's find out. No, we can't. On the draw we are. We don't like that. Yorion deck, though. Keep. We have Domri? Domri? You wanted to show up at the end? I see, I see. Basic Plains Giver Runes is going to be taxes, it appears. I'm going to go ahead and lead with a Noble Hierarch and pass turn. Next thing up, Gruul Smash. Spellskite. Uh-oh. Hammer Time? That's not a bad one. Let's put Spellbreaker down, make it a 4/4 here. And next turn, I'm going to get Questing Beast down. And what do we do? Ah, yes. Smash. These are nice planes, by the way. props to our opponent having some sweet planes here. 3 mana Flicker Wisp, which flickers a planes, so they'll have a path available to them. Let's just attack with the Gruul Spellbreaker here. This does trample over, which is kind of interesting, and it's a 5/5. See if my opponent wants to path us. They're just going to give this protection here. Okay, that's fine. Still get 1 in. We're going to play a Domri then instead. Up this for mana and get a Scavenging Ooze down. Just kind of be as efficient with our mana as possible. They flickered a planes, but they didn't shoot anything, so I'm feeling pretty safe. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2 again. I can save some green for Scavenging Ooze. So, real quick, shall we read? Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste. Questing Beasts can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented. Whenever this deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to planeswalkers. Gets in for 3 up in the sky here. I applaud the Flicker Wisp. A little afraid of a path still on the Questing Beast. We have a Field of Ruin. New Flicker Wisp. Flickering. Flicker Wisp. Flickering. 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 Flickers Domri out of existence. Goodbye, Domri. There's a Bolt. Shall we test that they have a path here? Questing Beast, 4/4/4/4 in. Things can't be prevented here. We'll find out. And we have the Bolt as well here. Super nice. Super nice. That last card, is it exactly path? You've blanked, or you've shown path each time. Do you have it actually? Blockety block. Just let this resolve. Gives protection to one of these. So if I go to bolt this, they just redirect to Spellskite. I think this will be okay. Getting rid of a Flicker Wisp is not the worst. And I might actually just go ahead and attempt to kill Giver. I don't know. Maybe not. These are 2 things for Scavenging Ooze to eat. I'll wait on their turn, and then maybe we'll go ahead and Lightning Bolt. I'm going to get Domri back as well anyway. So that'll be nice. Give me back Domri, please. Thank you. Appreciate that. Love it. No path currently for our opponent, although they could be still faking that they don't have it. By the way, this is 5/4 smash now. And I can make this just hasty 4/4 smash. Silent Clearing for our opponent. They could keep this so that they have mana for Urian. 3 mana to put it back into hand. Urian is now in hand. Dang, this just does everything. I can try to fight Spellskite if I wanted to. shoot this, moves it over to here. Protection when I try to do Renin 6. It's probably not worth it. Let's go ahead and add mana here for Gruul Spellbreaker. I'm gonna add green so I can do it this way. You know what? I probably should just do it this way. That way I have 2 green here. I know there's 3 creatures, but let's get in here. Now I have Bolt plus Eating with Scavenging Ooze, and we'll just test if they have a path here. If I don't feel like eating here, I could theoretically play a Renin 6. In we go for damage. 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 possibly, or Bolt upstairs. Do you have that path? Blocks here. Blocks here. Five, 9. Definitely gonna go ahead and eat a Flicker Wisp at minimum. They're gonna give protection to Spellskite. Protection green, obviously. I think I can just wait on the Lightning Bolt here. Redirecting to Spellskite's just a little bit strange there, so let's just let them have this Urian. We'll see what they want to flicker with the Urian. I mean, at this point, I think it's just Bolt upstairs and win the game, right? So they choose not to flicker anything, which is like no surprise, right? So we'll just eat their Flicker Wisp here, and I kind of just want to Bolt upstairs. What if I kill the Giver here? Let's attempt to kill the Giver. They'll redirect to Spellskite. If not, I'll do some fighting here. When they redirect to Spellskite, that puts them to 4. 3 with this Renin 6 here, plus my attack. Plus an Abrade. That should be enough. Destroy artifact. Have something fight Giver. We can even grow Scavenging Ooze to a 6/5 and then eat the kill this. Ooh. Ooh. Looks good. All right. Let's go. What do we need here? This actually feels like the potential Chandra matchup. Being able to kill Spellskite's not a bad thing with the Chandra. Could be also Engineered Explosives because they seem to have a lot of 1s and 2 drops from my previous experience with Urian Taxes. Domri was actually pretty sweet. I think I'm going to keep Domri in this time. A lot of X1s are possible. Really not sure. Maybe I just keep it kind of as is. That was brutal. Let's get rid of 1 Scavenging Ooze for a Engineered Explosive. Could be very useful. Or do we want that as a Chandra? I want a Chandra in here. I feel my gut's telling me bring a Chandra in. Let's drop 1 Hex Drinker for Chandra and give it a shot. Something tells me I need this Chandra and it's going to matter. Gruul Smash tells me so. Alright, this is a very smashing hand. Let's keep. These Gruul Spellbreakers are pretty nifty, by the way. For those wondering, they're good. My opponent mulligans to 4. That's not good for them. Treetop Village is our leading card here. Don't concede, opponent. We need to play Magic. Happy holidays. Just smile. Smile, opponent. Smile. Oh gosh. Was it destiny all along? You probably noticed the image below me. Maybe it was always meant to be. Uh-oh. Stoneforge Mystic. Batterskull? Is that going to be a Batterskull? That's going to be a tough one for us to beat. I need an interaction for the Stoneforge now. Batterskull is selected. Well, that's not interaction. Let's go ahead and start with the Renin 6 here. Correct. I know I don't have anything in the yard just yet. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're going to be making 4/4s. That's the goal here. Got to beat a Batterskull. Should be doable. All right. Can we do this? I think we can. Spellbreaker, make it a 4/4. Then we Questing Beast, and then we Spellbreaker plus Tarmogoyf, it seems. Batterskull in play. Sounds good. They can return Batterskull too. They could use that as like a bit of removal, which would be annoying. 3 mana Flicker Wisp. Skyclave Apparition takes down the Gruul. Spellbreaker. 4/5 damage, killing Renin 6. Need that Abrade like right now. Ghost Quarter. New Renin 6. Let's play a Questing Beast and just attack. Get in there. I'll trade with that Germ. I'll trade with that Germ. That's right. Germ trade. Ah, they had the 5th land. All right. Gets to just equip up Batterskull here to something. Puts it on the Skyclave. 6/6. Hits me for 7, down to 10. All right, I still have Spellbreaker plus Tarmogoyf here. So that's not bad. Ooh, Bloodbraid Elf. All right. Bloodbraid Elf's going to be played here just because it has the potential to hit like Abrade or Bolts or another creature. It's a Noble Hierarch. Okay. Little Hierarch. You can do it. We'll be back on defense here. Tarmogoyf Spellbreaker's next. Chump blocking here. Chump. They're up to 37, but we know we can smash them. Uh-oh. Auriok Champion with a Yorion going to hand here. I need Engineered Explosives now? Let's go digging. Let's go digging. All right. I found it. I have to play it, I think. Engineered Explosives on 2. Because they can just move Batterskull over and just wreck me. So we got to do it this way, right? Chump blocks galore with elementals. We're not getting there. Yorion is in hand. Moving Batterskull around cost 5. Definitely in chump block territory here. Chump. Happy to chump with an elemental because if we chump with something else, a Flicker Wisp can get rid of some of these elementals. A Flicker Wisp would save them from the Engineered Explosives, which I think would be worth their while to play. Oh no. Okay, 5 mana. Woo! Can flicker Stoneforge Mystic here to go get new artifacts, though. And then this flicker ability with the Auriok Champion is going to gain them some nice life. I don't see the Skyclave being flickered, but maybe they do that to get rid of the Engineered Explosives here. I can do that, right? I'll get I'll get something that could block, which is the illusion. But this engineered explosive now goes away and they can attach to the Auriok champion. And now we're just 2 turns away from dying here because the Auriok champion gets through with a batter skull here. So I have to find another engineered explosives. I did bring in 2. Sort of fire and ice here. That's brutal. I don't believe I have an out here. Blood braid, spin in, find a braid. Kill the batter skull. Deal with Sword of Fire and Ice. Oh gosh, I hit the braid. I'm ruining this all. The problem being that they can just 2 in here to the Yorion from the Stoneforged Mystic and then attach this and kill. We'll see if my opponent does this line, but they have the kill still on board. I don't believe we had an out. Stoneforge. Sword. Yorion swing. You got it, opponent. You got it. 2 up with the Sword of Fire and Ice to the face. All right. We must be faster. I didn't bring in the second engineered. I now want it. Get rid of the Chandra. I have plenty of ways to get rid of a Stoneforge Mystic. I think we just need to make sure we might have one of those in the opening hand. Yeah. I like the engineered explosives now. On 2 is pretty good. I think Domri's still valuable here. I don't think I want inscriptions. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I think it's just the engineered, the extra one, since we saw the Auriok champion. We're now on the play. Good luck to us. Good luck to our opponent. Match 5, final match, final smash. Smash. Looks good. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. We do have a little bit of a mana problem here, but my opponent hasn't shown me any paths or anything like that I'm worried about. Fetch Shock here, Noble Hire, get things going. And if we get this Domri out, it could be nice. Definitely getting kind of a freebie on turn 2 anyway. There's a Giver. We had a Tarfire. I think we go ahead and just Tarfire this and attack for the 1 point. Since I have Bolt as well and an Engineered Explosives, I think we just have plenty of time to just, you know, take it easy here. Let's play a Tarmogoyf and pass turn. All right. Skyclave Apparition here. Kills the Tarmogoyf. We'll kill that, get a 2/2. Okay. Not super worried about this, although this is going to be a 4/5 we lose. The Scavenging News is super important here to be able to eat quite a few things. They actually take Noble here, which is a little surprising. I will offer up just the trade here. Maybe they have just a second Skyclave. I'm gonna wait and see what else my opponent has. I think it might be just a second Skyclave here. Tax for 2? No. Denied. I'll take my 1/1. I'll take my 1/1. All right, so they get rid of my Noble here because I miss a few lands. Maybe another Skyclave here. Kind of just smells like a second Skyclave here. Flicker Wisp to flicker away the illusion token. All right. Land? We do hit the land. Attack with a 4/5 here. I'm going to risk a little bit here, and I'm going to go ahead and put down a Scavenging News and pass the turn. The reason for doing this is I only have Bolt here, and I don't see myself playing Domri. bolting whatever and then potentially growing Scavenging News feels like that can push us a bit over the top. It'll be interesting if they ever consider fielding the Stomping Ground to potentially take me off some colors, although they probably know I just go get a basic forest. Flicker Wisp attacks here for 3, puts me to 14, 11 to 14 here. 5 mana for opponent. Yorian's still in the companion spot here. Only double white. This is another reason field might be worth it to get them another white here. Couple tech edges. I respect the tech edges, destroying non-basics when people have more than 4. So what do we got, opponent? Stoneforge would be completely fine here. Stoneforge just can get a, Batterskull. 3 mana, put Yorion into hand. All right, Yorion is now in hand. 2 mana, Auriok Champion. All right. Got some bolts here. We'll just go combat here for... If they just let this all through, then I win. They don't. They go to 9. Going to pass the turn with 2 bolts up. I can put them to 6. If Yorion is played here, I could just bolt the Flicker Wisp as well. In response. I could double bolt the Yorion, but that probably isn't the greatest thing to do. Alright, we'll allow them to attack with a Flicker Wisp here. Want to just see Yorion played. Cool. Yorion will bolt Flicker Wisp here. We'll eat something with Scavenging News. So they just have Yorion. That is it. We have a 3/3 and a 4/5. Nothing that technically gets through the Yorion. I'm going to attack with only Tarmogoyf here. I don't want to lose Scavenging News. I want them to block here. If they don't block, I can put them to 2. I don't fire off this bolt anytime soon, I don't think. Tapped out of white here. Ghost Quarters themselves. This is so they can get white mana. Here comes the path, finally. Path away. That helps our mana situation here. Based on what we have, I'm going to get a little more green. And we'll just pass the turn. Alright. I can grow to Scavenging News large enough to get through the Yorion. I have the bolt in case we see Flicker Wisp flickering Yorion and trying to snag my Scavenging News. I can eat quite a few things with the Scavenging News, and now that I have 3 mana, Gruul Spellbreaker's a nice little 3/3 that I can put down, or I can put down Domri. If I put down Domri, I could downtick and maybe fight something as well. Attacks for 4. Obviously, I have nothing to do for this. 2 mana. Winds of Abandon. We'll obviously eat a creature here. This gives us a land, though. So we'll go get more green for the future. We're going to play a Stoneforge Mystic here. 3, 7. I can put them to 2. If it's a batter skull, I don't think I'm worried about it. They get a sword of feast and famine. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. If I bolt upstairs here, that takes them to 6. This takes them to 2. I think I have to go for the bolt upstairs. Because this is 3 to play, 2 to equip anyway. It's not really changing anything. Bolt upstairs, play Questing Beast. Have the engineered explosives for something. The Treetop Village. So just play Questing Beast and see what happens. We know it's sword and an unknown card here. This puts them to 2. This will make us discard a card, right? Discarding maybe engineered explosives. Maybe not. Maybe it has to be engineered explosives in case they have a batter skull as well. 3 and attached Yorion attack puts me to 7 or to 3 untap batter skull engineered explosives to prevent that. What are your 2 final cards here? Five mana. Do they just have other Yorions? All right, sword. We expected that. And attach. 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, putting me to 2. All right, there you go. Attack. They're just gonna equip it over here, and then I use engineered explosives to get rid of it. I think Domri has to go here. Even though I like the idea of fighting something, I think Domri has to go because I think they're gonna switch this over here and try to just block with the sword. They don't do anything, and I get another Domri. My opponent has 2 paths. They beat me, but if they don't, this would be a 4/4 with trample. So I play Domri here, go up, make this a hasty Spellbreaker. They can't target this as well. Domri maybe was the line. I was worried about a Batterskull, but maybe Domri was everything we needed. Spellbreaker in here, giving it haste. 4/3 and a 5/4. Combat. And you can't touch this one. Did we get there? Was Domri the key to this entire list? And I can think of one thing that could beat me. Ah, they have the Batterskull. If I put the engineered in, they had the Batterskull. No. We even talked about it. No. Oh, we should have played the engineered explosives for the batter skull off the Stoneforge Mystic. I was worried about maybe like a path and not getting in. Good game, good game. So if we play the engineered, we get there. 3-2 with the list, though. Definitely pretty pleased with that. A nail biter there, and we might have had the win if we did something else. We went for it against maybe path removal kind of spells. Didn't quite get there. Domri baited us out. Get out of here, Domri. You're not smashing. We'll see you in the conclusion. There you have it. 3-2 with the list. Very close. Could have had it. Just had to play a little different at the end. Gruul, Aggro, smashing. Pretty sweet list, and actually one of the more aggressive lists that I've seen in the Gruul. A lot of them are trying to do those Chandras. They're trying to do something big, a little more Panza, Glory Bringers. This one lowers the curve and plays some sweet things like Domri and these Spell Breakers. It was a lot of fun. I don't know if I really have much of a critique here. I think we could have squeezed out a few more wins there. I'm a little bitter about that last one. We had the engineered explosives and we even talked about the batter skull, but the Domri showed up and I was like, well, 2 creatures, that should be good enough as well. Ah, well. It's the holidays. Let's not worry about it too much. Gruul, Aggro here, Questing Beasts and Bloodbraid Elves, the Spell Breakers as well. I think this list was fun. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe. Maybe share it with a friend or two. Happy holidays, everyone. Hopefully your Christmas is going well. Be sure to spend it with your friends and family safely this year. And we will see you in the next matches. Take care. This was your holiday special here on the channel. We'll see you next time.